listening to Listed by Mina Kuper. We're about real estate, trust, probate, divorce, and more. And you're listening to 98.1 FM, 1220 AM. And I'm super excited to have Abby Perez from Digital Concepts. And she's awesome. And you know why I thought this was important? Because how does it all tie into trust, probate, real estate, and divorce? Well, people are getting divorced and they may think about having a business, right? They haven't worked in a while, they don't know where to pick up the pieces. Well, if you have social media and you have exposure, it makes life a lot easier, and then you can fly from there because getting divorced is not an easy process before, after, or during. So, Digital Concepts, Abby started it a long time ago, and so she's a pioneer in the business and has been helping me with my social media. And I want to, talk to her. So Abby, when someone says, Abby, I need people to know who I am, right? And what do you say? What do you do?
Well, first we figure out who do they want to be noticed by. We build their target audience, understand that. Typically what happens is we'll go through a discovery phase. I get to know what their goals are, who they want to attract, and then we kind of work backwards to put all those pieces of the puzzle together.
That's amazing. And what do you what I know you said it's a turnkey situation. When you start someone off with marketing, you get to know them, get to know their business, and what social media channels do you work with, and what do you like working with? Are they different for different businesses?
Absolutely. Great
Uh-huh.
question, Mina. The way we kind of categorize digital marketing, it's this big umbrella, and under that umbrella is going to fall into a variety of different funnels. So it's going to be social media, and then you can break it down to your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, your TikTok. There's just so many options in just social media. And then you're going to go into your, do you want an email campaign? Do you want to do paid ads? Do you want to do marketing cold reach? So there's a variety of different funnels that fall under this umbrella. Again, what I usually do during the discovery phase is to figure out what's going to work best for that business, that particular business, because it's not a one size fits all. It does vary depending on the goals.
Right, right. And how long? I mean, the posts and the graphics are beautiful. What you do.
Thank you.
How long does it typically take to get set up? Like someone calls you, what do you do?
Once we get them on board, we go through the onboarding. They go through the onboarding process with my team. They fill out a variety of different questionnaires because we really want to be an extension of their business. Our goal is to figure out how are we going to work best to accomplish the goal of being recognized, getting leads, whether you're putting informative information out there. So it can take, depending on the process of what they're setting up. If it's a paid ad campaign, it might take 7 to 14 days. If it's social media, 7 to 10 days. So there are a variety of different timelines based on our target.
So I know we talked personally about the things that we could do. There are funnels. Can you tell people what funnels are? And
Yes.
what's the difference in social media? And I know TikTok, you're hopping on that bandwagon.
I know.
And that's kind of fun, right?
Yes. Fun, but you have to actually be very creative, and I'm not
And
quite
quick.
sure. And quick. By the time I take a video and figure out what I'm going to do with it, it's like 2 days old. But yes, back to the question of social media. As far as like the social media by itself and the graphics, that can take about 5 to 7 days. To the setup process is kind of like when you cut your hair. I try to explain to you it's like cutting your hair, and you're like in this transition period. Right. But once we get the campaign going, we've gathered all the information that we need from each business owner and put together the campaign. Then we're consistently posting and creating content strategy to move the needle.
I know people want immediate gratification.
They
right?
do.
They're like, when am I going to get like everybody reaching out to me? It's been 4 days, and I know I'm like that. I have to say, because in my line of work, when I have the ball rolling and as escrow and title and people and building managers, and I have to be on my, everything's got to happen like yesterday. People are like, I should get that signed. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I have my transaction coordinator who's amazing. She's like, oh, it's 11 o'clock at night. Did we get this? And she's great.
Yes.
So sometimes people feel that I'm a New Yorker, right? So we want everything right now. But it does take a little time.
there is a build-up process. There is we don't like to rush anything out there, because if I rush it, then you're going to be like,
Right.
it's not effective. Why isn't it working? Why doesn't it make
Exactly.
sense?
Right.
So we do take our time to build it. Phase one is all about building brand awareness, creating the content strategy. And what I mean by the content strategy is we actually have to write the content that's
Right.
going to go on these different platforms. And back to your question about funnel, what are these funnels? They're just multiple avenues to go when it comes to marketing. So a funnel could be your email campaign, your paid ads is a funnel. The way I describe it to my clients to make it take away the technical part of it and make it all confusing is, I say it's like planting seeds, right? You're planted this tree, and now you got to let it grow, and each one of those branches leads back to the tree, right? So that's you. You're the brand, you're the office, the service, the business. And the more and more you keep building and nurturing this, the more branches you're going to have, those funnels leading back to Mina Kuper or any business owner.
And by all means, people need it. It's so time consuming.
Very.
I've been messing around with it, and I think I got better because we were in lockdown, right? What else was I going to do?
Everyone
Do the
became
show and social media myself. But it was just playing around with things, and I don't really have patience for it. But when you kind of figure certain things out, but it's like, my God, you really need somebody to do this. It's a value because you get your return on your money is tenfold.
Easily. And that's most common statements that when I'm dealing, working with a client in the beginning, doing the discovery call, first thing most of the time out of their mouth is, this doesn't work for me, or I've tried it and it's too expensive and it didn't work for me.
Right.
And the way I kind of break that down is, okay, well, let's figure out, why didn't it work?
Right.
What were you doing?
Right.
It's like anything else in our life, dieting, right? I mean,
Yeah.
some of us
Right.
evolved, most of us,
You gotta
right?
maintain
You
it,
gotta
right?
maintain it.
You lose the weight, you got on the wagon. You gotta stay on the wagon, because if you stop, the wagon falls apart again.
Exactly.
Right.
So, the first week in dieting, or even just exercising and being healthier living, you're, running, doing hiking, swimming, exercising at the gym every day, posting, look at me.
Right.
But, the second month and the third month, if, now it's every other week, and then it's every other, 2 weeks. So
yes.
the same thing with marketing. It has to be consistent.
Right.
It has to be strategy has to be in place.
Right.
You have to monitor it and know when to adjust as necessary, and that's where we come in as the experts, along with my team, is to make sure we're monitoring and moving in the necessary, adjusting as necessary to get the best out of your campaign.
And I think you work with all states. So tell me about your range, probably in other countries even.
We
right?
can. We actually have service, global, on a global level, but we do service nationally, so we can help anyone, any business. A lot of times people are like, oh, I'm a small business, or I'm a freelancer. Everyone needs marketing. If you're in business, you need marketing. And that's just the reality of things. It's just going to come down to, what are you trying to accomplish?
Right.
You
Right.
know, I think back in I've done real estate prior to the,
Yes,
even
right.
when
So
this
you
was,
understand.
I'm very well aware.
You
And
understand.
Yes, even if you go back to the traditional ways of marketing, billboards, a ad in the newspaper, if it's a quarter
Anywhere.
ad, a
Benches,
half a page,
benches.
right?
You go in the supermarket, you have people's names on there.
Exactly.
The more people get to know you, they'll say, oh, they're aggressive. They know what they're doing.
Yes.
So it's about branding yourself and trying to be everywhere and say, oh, like a household name. I know that person. I've heard of her before him.
Yes.
And that's because like everything is competition.
It is, and the luxury of digital marketing, and I think the biggest misconception is that, it's too expensive. But when you go back to those the benches and marketing, when you're paying one vendor at a time, it might seem less.
One bench where someone may sit down and hide your name and number. No,
exactly. And you're driving by and you can't see the name or the
yeah,
photo.
take a snapshot and drive by again and again and again and again.
Yes, imagine digital marketing. It's there 24/7.
And the nice thing is we're on Facebook Live at the KHTS hometown station, right? And I love that because our reach could be much further than the area that we cover, which is a large area anyway. But if we can, we're on Facebook, so it stays there. if people are driving and listening to us,
They can reference
they
back.
can't
yes.
drive and write things down. I hope they don't. Do
No,
not
don't
do
do
that.
that.
We're there. You can just put in Mina Kuper, listed by Mina, and we will pop up, and Abby will have her information on there. And you can chat with her. We can connect you, and Abby's also going to let us know how we can reach Abby, the easiest way to reach you. And how's
Yes,
that?
and that you can actually reach. I consider myself a partner of businesses. Our goal is this, and we're in this together. We want to win together. I am available via email. That will be on our website. You can find us at www.digitalconceptmarketing.com. My personal phone number is 818-288-5215. You can call me or text me. And that's usually the best way to get a hold of me. Or you can call the phone number as well.
Yeah, and I probably bother you too much. No, I'm not
No.
kidding.
That's what I want. I want
you know, I'm
That's
like,
a
oh, it's like,
luxury.
yeah, like she has nothing else to do but answer my questions. But I will be more organized with that.
Don't worry, Mina. I have you organized. I put
I
everything
know
in a
you do. I'm like,
folder.
oh, that looks great, But because I'm licensed in Arizona also.
Yes, we talked about
and I go there quite often. So between my teams in California and Arizona, it's a lot of ground to cover.
A lot. I'll be in Arizona this weekend, actually. So we're heading out.
I'm going to be there this weekend.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, what day are you leaving?
I'm leaving tonight.
Oh, I'm leaving Friday.
You are? What
Yeah,
part?
tomorrow. We're going to
part?
Tucson. Remember I
Tucson.
did
We're an
that?
hour and 40. We're in Scottsdale.
Yes.
Hour and 45 minutes. But not too bad. We can meet in the
Yeah.
middle.
We
Take
can
a
cover
swim. We can cover it, I'm actually doing a podcast out in Arizona
Wow, nice. Okay.
with someone that I'm super excited about. She has a wine club.
Oh, wow. Okay,
And
nice.
it's really, she's very fun. And I'm looking forward to doing that podcast out there.
Just stay cool.
Yeah, well, you know what, I've been
Well,
out
you've been
there
going back and forth for
14 years, and you it is dreadful in July and August. It
Yeah.
really is hot. But, being from New York, it's hot and humid in the summer.
I know.
So it's not humid because humid is better for your skin. But, you just moisturize more or something.
lather up.
Lather up. I kind of like the heat a little bit,
Yeah, I
warms
do
my
actually.
body.
Drier heat, I'm okay with. But when
Yes.
it gets, I'm from the valley, so.
So you're probably going to be working when you're away, too.
I am.
I
I
know,
take my
you know,
laptop,
I
my
know, me
phone,
too.
everywhere. So if you're gonna call me over the weekend, I am
Yeah.
available.
My kids are like, Mommy, do you not work sometimes? I'm like, I said, people need me. I do it. And my son and my daughter, they're going to be in school, and they're going to be selling things that they made in class. And I'm
Oh,
really excited that they're
nice.
doing this now.
Yeah, that's
And they're going
important.
to tell the classmates what they're doing marketing with them, why they should buy their
wow.
bracelets that I got them the cubes and the string, and they have to tell everybody why they should buy it.
No, that's
So you may
great
have
skill for
8-year-olds who's going to need social media also. Do you want to
TikTok
buy?
and YouTube.
Right? Look what we made, because I'm really excited about that, because, when you learn about real life things, it
It
helps.
carries with you.
It carries with you. It makes you feel good, and they're walking around budgeting, how are we going to do this, and how are we going to tell everybody, and how much are we going to charge. And these are great. They didn't do that when I was in school. I had to learn the
knew
hard
I
way. I knew I wanted to help people and help myself. So no one told me about business. I kind of figured it out. I watched TV. So
One of my favorite stories, and I think back, who let me do this, but and why I should be in marketing is I was 9 and I went around the neighborhood with a box of all my toys.
I love it.
And I was selling them door to door.
Isn't that great?
Right? I'm like,
It starts when you're a kid.
Yeah, it's just
when
in you.
Right, and when it's so wonderful when you have kids go to school or do things and they gravitate to one thing, whether it's linear stuff, engineering type of things, or
yes.
marketing and business building, or like you were trying to sell your toys. I mean, and I had my Barbie dolls. I had a business with my Barbie dolls.
Oh, wow.
I had Ken, we had nice cars, we had a house. I was a visionary, and I was young, and
It just
I
carries
that's
me.
I'm a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur, right? That's
Yeah.
what I do.
It's in our blood.
It's in our blood,
DNA.
So
And we'll help you.
yes, and you'll help. I do need a little assistance. Things got a little more techy than when I was a kid, But again, please let everybody know your phone number, Abby, and I'm looking
Again,
forward to having-
818-288-5215. You can reach me, text me, call me, email me, go to our
Yes.
website.
And I want to thank you. I
Thank
look
you for
forward
having-
to working together more, and looking forward to getting results. No, I'm only kidding.
Call me.
No, all right,
No, I appreciate it.
yes,
Thank you.
yes,
It's been a pleasure. Thank
yes,
you for having
it's
me.
really exciting and very pleasant. And
We're
I'm
gonna
not
leave.
driving to Tucson. I'm only-
Right.
So, I know that you have your teams are local also, right?
Yeah,
Most
we're
of
all
them?
here
That's great.
in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles, West Coast time. So if you're calling from another state, when you text Abby, be mindful that we're on West Coast time, because I know I've gotten calls from people, out of state executors that have probate, properties on the East
Yeah, like
Coast or
3
in
hours.
Japan or whatever, 16 hours. And it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, who's calling me? I think you forget, especially when you have a lot going on.
No, that
Yeah,
is
right,
true. I
right.
wake up, I'm like, I'm going to sleep in today.
You have
And
to
then I'm
shut
up at
off.
5 a.m. and I'm already responding. So I'm with
I do that too. I'm like, where's that phone? It's like the coffee
Exactly.
was that. Get my phone before the coffee.
I know, even though they say don't check your phone right away when you wake up. I just
Why?
can't. I don't know. I read that somewhere.
Probably
It's like clearing
anxiety,
your mi-
right?
Yeah,
It's
supposed
better
to
to meditate probably when
Yeah.
you wake up.
Yes, exactly.
Because probably the same thing will be there. Although sometimes you have to get it in the
it
moment.
could be an urgent thing.
It could be urgent,
I
right?
don't
That's
want
what
to
I
miss that.
say.
I don't want to miss that opportunity.
Anyway, again, it was lovely having you, Abby Perez.
It's
from
been a
Digital
pleasure.
Concept
Thank you, Mina.
Marketing. Thank you.
Mark Markus is a bankruptcy attorney in Burbank. He's helped his clients eliminate debts, stop foreclosures, and wage garnishments. In Chapter 7, 13, and Chapter 11 bankruptcy cases in the greater Los Angeles area since 1991. He is a certified specialist in bankruptcy law by the State Bar of California Board of Legal Specialization. If you're facing debt problems such as mortgages, taxes, credit cards, debts from divorce, medical, and others, contact Mark to schedule an appointment. 818-509-1173.
Richard Wang is an attorney and founding partner with Viridian Mortgage, a residential mortgage broker specializing in Disney-level customer service for residential purchase and refinance transactions. Richard leads a team of dream makers that prepare buyers to present the winning offer while securing the most competitive loan terms and in industry-leading turnaround times. Ask Richard Wang about their no-income and zero down payment loans for medical professionals by calling 408-828-5609 today.
Are you looking for help with your online marketing? Do you need a professional website design? Do you want to increase your sales and get more leads? Then you need Abby Perez, CEO of Digital Concept. Abby has 15 years of experience helping businesses with all of their online marketing needs. She and her team will work tirelessly to get you the results you deserve. They offer a free in-depth analysis. Call Abby Perez and the Digital Concept team today and let them help you take your business to the next level at 800-531-0872 or visit digitalconceptmarketing.com.
Skyline Smiles is a full-service, high-tech dental office located in Skyline Ranch Plaza on Plum Canyon Road in Santa Clarita. Dr. Harleen Graywall, founder and CEO, provides full-service dentistry as well as dental Botox for TMJ issues. Skyline Smiles strives to provide the best dental experience for you and your family. Visit Skyline Smiles Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call at 661-244-4036.
Mina Kuper is a certified realtor focusing on trusts, probates, 1031 exchanges, divorce, and much more. She's a specialist. Mina has published books on inherited and divorced properties and business dissolutions. Ready to sell? Call Mina Kuper. Need your property renovated? Mina Kuper will help. No out-of-pocket expense. Pay at escrow. Mina Kuper, Keller Williams Realty, serving Santa Clarita, Ventura County, LA County, Orange County, and San Diego. Call 310-345-8500 or go to listed by Mina Kuper, KUPER.com.
Hi, you're listening to Listed by Mina Kuper, 98.1 FM, 1220 AM. And I have Richard Wang on the phone with us. And he is going to discuss something that is really very important, mortgage, residential mortgage, because things are changing. Richard, are you
Yes,
there?
they are. I'm here.
All
Thank you
right.
for having me, Mina.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. You're always wonderful to talk to and full of information and new products. And tell everyone, about first-time home buyers because I know that they're still out there. And, for me, I think it's always a good time to buy. People always ask, is it a good time to buy? I'm like, well, you want to keep on renting and pay a lot of money. If I had a choice, I would buy because people think that they can't get a loan, right? They always think, oh,
Right.
no, I can't get a loan. There's so many amazing products out there. Do you want to share with us?
Sure. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's been a really interesting year so far in 2022 because during the pandemic and last year, of course, interest rates went to all-time lows, and we just had unprecedented volume. And every lender out there, including my own office, was completely understaffed, and because we had more business than to know what to do with it, which is, of course, a great problem. But basically, if anyone who was a homeowner at the time and who had a solid application, you would be inquiring about a refinance because the rates were at all-time lows, and it dropped so suddenly. Now, conversely, at the beginning of this year, we all knew that rates were bound to go up at some point. They just had no other direction to go. But we didn't really foresee, I don't think anybody did, how fast it would happen. And just to give you a little bit of perspective, I think the average national 30-year fixed mortgage was hovering around 3% towards the end of last year, which was just a little bit above the all-time lows. And people were still refinancing. And then suddenly, as soon as the holidays passed, literally the first week of the year, rates started to go up. And they didn't stop for about a 5 or 6 week period. And after all the dust had settled, the next thing we know, the rates were up a full percent. And it continued trending that way throughout the first quarter of the year. And it's leveled off somewhat, but the impact of it was just pretty dramatic. The first time really in my 20 plus years that I've seen such a significant increase in such a short amount of time. And when all is said and done, we see interest rates now nearly doubled of what they were at the end of last year. So the 30-year fix now is closer to low 5% range, which, oh my God, the sky is falling, right? People were so used to rates
They were
in
at
twos and
15% once, right? You're a long time ago.
threes. Right. And so I think the first thing is if people are in the purchase market now, I think perspective is a very, very important thing to kind of embrace because it is a normal market right now. As far as interest rates are concerned, 5% historically is still actually very, very low.
Yes.
It's hard for us to get used to it when we still have friends and family who were able to refinance and buy homes in the twos and threes and are still bragging about it and are probably bragging about it more now that they know that they were able to seize the opportunity when they could.
Right. And then
But
typically it has an inverse relationship, right? That rates go up and slowly the prices of the homes trickle down a little bit.
slowly, but I actually just got an alert from CNBC
Mm-hmm.
literally like less than an hour ago. So
Oh,
it's great timing. That the supply of homes are up 9% from the same week a year ago. This is reported by Realtor.com
wow.
in a CNBC article. And this is the biggest gain since 2017. So, this is why prices have stayed up despite such a dramatic increase in interest rates. It's because of the anemic inventory that we've had
Mm-hmm.
for I don't even remember how long it's been now, but it's been able to keep prices up and even continuing to increase despite this the high percentage increase in interest rates. But finally, we're starting to see signs of the inventory loosening up, and this is this is reported nationwide, but I hear similar things from real estate agents I work with in, you in LA County and Orange County, and up in the counties in the Bay Area, all the affluent areas throughout California are kind of reporting the same thing about inventory loosening up.
So if somebody wants to buy a house, a new home buyer, how little down, I know it depends credit scores, like what's a good scenario
Hmm.
to show people, hey, if you're going to pay 4 or 5 thousand a month in rent, maybe we should look at
Right.
this, right?
Yeah, that's a great question. So a lot of it has to actually do with the state of the economy. And what I just described was this shift that we've seen in interest rates. Of course, it's happened before. We've been through these downtimes where we follow a refi boom, when all of a sudden business dries up for lenders. And then what happens is they start to get creative. And in the world called non-QM, in other words, these are non-qualified mortgages that aren't the ones sold to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, those government-sponsored entities who are so well funded by the U.S. Treasury. They tend to offer the best loan terms. Well, in a time like this, when interest rates are suddenly high, I think borrowers and lenders start to get creative and start to explore other opportunities for business. And for example, I had communicated to you earlier in the year, there was a program that came out that was designated for medical professionals. So doctors, dentists, acupuncturists, nurses had an opportunity to buy their first home with 0% down, and also to be able to extract from the qualification ratio their student loan payments, which is a huge burden for those physicians, especially coming out of medical school. They have all this debt hanging over them. And of course, they have this high potential income coming their way, but they don't have it yet. So traditionally, from an underwriting perspective, they wouldn't be able to qualify. But a creative lender will come up with something like this, knowing that, the risk for a traditional borrower might be high, but for someone with such a high potential income, future income, the risk really isn't that bad. So lenders start to take a little bit more of a deep dive as to, the little niches that they can explore for more lending opportunities.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, so the requirements, let's say someone wants to buy a 4 unit. Are there any requirements? And, they're different than a single family house.
Yeah, I mean, in general, whenever you look at a lending profile, when the risk goes up, then the lending requirements are going to get more stringent, or it's going to get more expensive. Typical example with these multi-home, multi-unit investment properties, you typically need 25% down in a normal scenario. But again, with the market kind of loosening up and the non-QM kind of creeping in there, I'm starting to see programs with less than 25%
Oh,
down
wow.
payment.
That's amazing.
The
And do
same
they?
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, the same thing goes with condos. Typically the best pricing is with 25% down, but we're also starting to see programs with as little as 10% down.
Wow. That's amazing. And do they use the rental income to qualify for debt
Yeah,
ratios?
you can. You can. With a rental agreement, use the first security deposit check.
Uh-huh.
And of course, the rental amount has to be consistent with the rental survey.
Got it. So if somebody was buying a 4 unit and let's say they're all vacant, will they use the market rent to qualify the home buyers?
Sometimes they will. We're starting to see lenders kind of relax their guidelines from the traditional rental agreement and security deposit check. And so some of them will, yes, take the rental survey off of their appraisal report, which makes it a lot easier, of course.
Oh,
if you have vacancy.
that's amazing. Because I see, that's the thing when things were rolling, like hotcakes, they were stricter, and I see, that things are just loosening up and they're being more comfortable because people still need a place to live, right? And,
Right.
at the end of the day, there's
Yeah.
something.
I mean,
Yeah.
sorry, you kind of cut out there.
Oh,
I didn't hear
yes.
your last question.
No, I said at the end of the day, people still need a place to live. So,
Right, and you were asking about investment properties, but now we're even starting to see lenders who, under the Community Development Financial Institution program, come out with programs even for primary residences where you don't even need income or any kind of employment history to qualify.
wow.
And credit scores as low as 640 and loan-to-value ratios as high as 80%.
That's
So
amazing.
we're really starting to market those products more as they
Richard,
become more flexible.
how can people reach you? We're going to be on Facebook. We're on Facebook Live at the KHTS hometown station as well, so people can. We're always going to be on there. So if they're driving and they want to ask questions, they can't. What's a good way to reach you? Easiest way to reach you? And we're going to have this on the Facebook page as well.
Oh, awesome. The best way to reach me by phone or text is on my cell phone. It's 408-828-5609. But you could always visit our website and see my email there at viridianmortgage.com. I'm an independent broker, and I've always been an independent broker because I just feel we have the flexibility, especially at a time like this when we have the ability and the nimbleness to pivot in such a quickly changing market, to be able to find different lenders and different programs for our clients.
Well, I know you're very clever, and that's what you need because some people don't think of certain things that you could do. And that's super important when someone goes to choose a mortgage broker because, if they can't figure it out, you can lose out. But if you go to someone like yourself, who I feel is extremely knowledgeable, you will feel, you'll figure it out. If you can do it, you will, and I love that about you. Richard, I wish you a happy Memorial Day weekend, safe Memorial Day weekend. I hope you have some fun plans.
Cleaning the house, if you consider that fun.
No, you know what?
And
If you have
catching up on
time, you can
laundry.
come over and do mine. I won't be around. Only kidding. I'll leave some
Sounds
stuff. Anyway, I will speak to you real soon. Thank you again.
Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, Richard. Bye-bye.
Jerry Holt at Brook & Sons Inspections, with over 40 years of experience in the construction industry, has performed thousands of home inspections. Jerry Holt, once a city building inspector and general contractor, knows exactly what you need to look for when buying a home.
Serving LA, Ventura, and Orange counties.
Call Brook & Sons with any questions. They're here to serve you. Call Brook & Sons Inspections at 747-336-9849 or email at brookandsonsinc@gmail.com for your free quote.
Mark Markus is a bankruptcy attorney in Burbank. He's helped his clients eliminate debts, stop foreclosures, and wage garnishments. In Chapter 7, 13, and Chapter 11 bankruptcy cases in the greater Los Angeles area since 1991. He is a certified specialist in bankruptcy law by the State Bar of California Board of Legal Specialization. If you're facing debt problems such as mortgages, taxes, credit cards, debts from divorce, medical, and others, contact Mark to schedule an appointment. 818-509-1173.
Richard Wang is an attorney and founding partner with Viridian Mortgage, a residential mortgage broker specializing in Disney-level customer service for residential purchase and refinance transactions. Richard leads a team of dream makers that prepare buyers to present the winning offer while securing the most competitive loan terms and in industry-leading turnaround times. Ask Richard Wang about their no-income and zero down payment loans for medical professionals by calling 408-828-5609 today.
Are you looking for help with your online marketing? Do you need a professional website design? Do you want to increase your sales and get more leads? Then you need Abby Perez, CEO of Digital Concept. Abby has 15 years of experience helping businesses with all of their online marketing needs. She and her team will work tirelessly to get you the results you deserve. They offer a free in-depth analysis. Call Abby Perez and the Digital Concept team today and let them help you take your business to the next level at 800-531-0872 or visit digitalconceptmarketing.com.
Skyline Smiles is a full-service, high-tech dental office located in Skyline Ranch Plaza on Plum Canyon Road in Santa Clarita. Dr. Harleen Graywall, founder and CEO, provides full-service dentistry as well as dental Botox for TMJ issues. Skyline Smiles strives to provide the best dental experience for you and your family. Visit Skyline Smiles Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call at 661-244-4036.
Mina Kuper is a certified realtor focusing on trusts, probates, 1031 exchanges, divorce, and much more. She's a specialist. Mina has published books on inherited and divorced properties and business dissolutions. Ready to sell? Call Mina Kuper. Need your property renovated? Mina Kuper will help. No out-of-pocket expense. Pay at escrow. Mina Kuper, Keller Williams Realty, serving Santa Clarita, Ventura County, LA County, Orange County, and San Diego. Call 310-345-8500 or go to listed by Mina Kuper, KUPER.com.
Hi, we're back. Listed by Mina Kuper, 1220 AM, 98.1 FM. I always change those around. I don't know why. So my next guest, I have Mark J. Markus. Mark, I love your name. Hi. Are you with us, Mark?
Oh, I am. I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. People will always remember your name, Mark J. Markus. I love it. I mean, it couldn't be better. Mark is a bankruptcy attorney for many years. He's a pioneer in the field. And my show is about real estate trust, probate, divorce, and more. And all my guests are professionals in the field. And it all ties in together, right? Unfortunately, when things happen, finances don't go well. So, Mark, what is bankruptcy?
Well, bankruptcy is a set of laws that were created actually in the Constitution, but the laws were created after the constitutional rights were given, which basically enables people that are in debt to get out of debt, or at least to restructure their debt. And on the whole, it's designed to balance the interests of the creditors who are owed money with the need of the debtors who owe the money to get a fresh start, on their finances. And so the laws have changed several times over the last 100 and something years, as far as how much you can get rid of and how strict they are on eligibility and things like that. But overall, that's the basic concept. It's bankruptcy is just sort of an equitable balancing of rights of the people that owe the money to get the people that they owe the money to paid as much as possible, without overburdening the people that owe the money.
Why would somebody want to file bankruptcy, and what does it accomplish?
Well, people, there's many different reasons people need to file bankruptcy, as you pointed out. In relation to getting divorced, or real estate matters and things like that can always, pop up. Typically, it happens when you have more debt than you can afford to pay, but it can arise from other situations. For example, in real estate, if you have arrearages on your home, if you're past due on your mortgage, you can use Chapter 13 or Chapter 11 of bankruptcy to catch up on the payments over time, divorce matters raise all kinds of unique issues in bankruptcy, as far as there's frequently debt issues involved in divorce, either because of the divorce or causing it. One of the
Right, exactly. I've heard that before.
And so there are, so either one or both of the spouses may need to file bankruptcy in relation to that, but you always have to take into account what assets might be at risk in doing that. And often in a divorce situation, they have different, the two spouses have different goals, because one of them's trying to hold on to property, the other one's probably already having to give it up. It can get pretty complicated, but, the need for bankruptcy arises from many different causes, credit card debt, medical debt, tax debt, you name it. If there's a debt, if you're having a debt problem of some kind, there is a bankruptcy solution for it, most likely.
Now, can taxes be eliminated through bankruptcy, or
yes,
specifically?
Certain taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy. It's a rather complicated analysis, but basically, for income taxes, if the taxes are more than 3 years old and they were assessed more than 240 days before the bankruptcy case is filed, and the returns were filed more than 2 years before the bankruptcy case is filed, then you can get rid of them. It's a really complicated analysis, and there are a lot of exceptions to the rule that I just said, and I'm not trying to make your listeners into experts on how to discharge
that's
taxes.
Probably not going to happen.
But yes, taxes can be discharged in bankruptcy if the time periods are met for doing that. So
somebody has a notice of default, which means that there are arrears of 90 days on their
property.
Mortgage,
yes.
Right. Is that where the point of filing, where you have recession, where they can capture before they actually goes to foreclosure? Tell me at what point, so they don't lose their house, they have some downtime to figure it out.
Well, ideally, in any bankruptcy scenario, you want to contact the bankruptcy attorney sooner rather than later. But as far as mortgage defaults, the notice of default is filed, and then there's a 90-day period before they can publish a notice of sale. You can file bankruptcy literally any time prior to the actual sale date, and still protect the property, or at least stop the foreclosure temporarily anyway. But you don't want to wait until the day before the foreclosure sale, because it does take time to put a bankruptcy case together and to do it properly. I think if you're trying to look at timelines, I would definitely do it during the NOD period and not after the notice of sale has been published. But you like I said, you can do it up until the day before the actual foreclosure sale. So,
well, people still get married, so right. People still doing it. And, what are the negatives to filing a bankruptcy? And I guess when you're dating someone, you should probably ask them, right? Not that it's a bad thing, but unforeseen circumstances happen.
I'm sorry, I'm having a little hard time hearing you.
I said, what are the negatives of filing a bankruptcy? How does it affect people?
Okay, so the negatives are, going to be very specific to each individual, because you have to compare it like any decision you make, in life. There are costs and benefits to it. The typical negatives of a bankruptcy case are really myths. The ones that people think are negatives really aren't negatives. One negative would be that you're limited to how often you can file bankruptcy. So when you file a bankruptcy case, for example, if you file a Chapter 7 case, you can't file another Chapter 7 for 8 years. It eliminates the ability to do that. So you don't want to file unnecessarily. The typical negatives that people think about are things like it's going to ruin my credit, and it's simply not true. First of all, people that are filing bankruptcy typically don't have great credit scores to begin with, but even if you do, they're not going to go down for very long, because the whole purpose of the bankruptcy is to give you a fresh start, and it starts your credit over, basically, from a new point, and you can start rebuilding your credit, and you're mostly able to get your credit score back up into the 700s within a year or so after filing a bankruptcy case. So that isn't usually an issue. There's, the cost of filing bankruptcy, which isn't that much, and, depending on which chapter you're filing, but that is, has to get factored into it. But it really depends on you have to take a look at what you're getting from filing a bankruptcy case. In terms of getting rid of certain debts or reorganizing your debts or, stopping a foreclosure, versus whatever the actual costs are. And in most cases, the benefits greatly outweigh the costs.
So what happens if two people unmarried buy a property, right, and they hold title together? They're both on title. And one person files bankruptcy, does it affect the ownership of the other person that's not related to them?
And they're still married?
Well, no, they're never married.
Oh, they're never married. I'm sorry. So
they just joined, they lived together. They never got married.
Oh, well, yes, it could affect the other owner's interest in the property. It really depends on the value of the property, how much equity is in it, and what exemptions are available. So, and that gets into an analysis that I can't really cover in 1 minute.
No, that's going to be for next time.
Yeah, we can do that next time.
So stay tuned if you're not married and you own a property with someone and one person's going to file bankruptcy and what to do. That's going to be our next one.
Absolutely happy to go into that next time.
Mark, what's a great way for people to reach you? And again, we're going to be on KHTS Hometown Station Facebook Live. You can reach Mark there. Mark can answer your questions there and connect with you. I can connect with you and give you his number. Again, if you're driving, please don't write it down. Mark, what's a good way?
Well, the easiest way you can, if you can't write anything down, is you can just Google Markus bankruptcy law, and you'll find me on the internet. But my phone number or my webpage address is bklaw.com, and that's B as in bankruptcy, KLAW.com, and I'm sure my phone number is. You can get that from the website, and
that's a great domain name, by the way. That's valuable. You can retire on that domain name.
No, I can't.
So anyway, Mark, have a great holiday weekend, and it was great to talk to you, and we'll get deeper into this.
My pleasure. I enjoyed it.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.